Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Sunday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and early, 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I want to talk about Donald Trump and his speech last night. North Carolina, just hours ago, actually. North Carolina, one of these Republican gatherings, these anger fests that they have. I can't remember the exact name of this gathering. It was just last night, Saturday. Donald Trump, it's one of the very first times he's talked outside of his little hidey hole in Mar-a-Lago. I want to talk about that. If there's time, I want to talk about Dr. Fauci too and the emails and Mike Pompeo, something he said. If there's time at the end of this video, I definitely want to talk about that. Let's start with Donald Trump. Okay, so as you guys know my routine, I'm going through my news feeds and a video popped up and I started watching it and I thought there was something wrong with the audio. I swear to God, when I first started watching this. Then I think it was from another media coverage. I saw all the clips are down below, so you can see what I'm talking about. It was his physical condition, his whole demeanor, his whole stature, his whole way he was talking. I noticed this immediately. You know what? It didn't click at first. I thought it had something to do with the room. Donald Trump had said that there's going to be record numbers at this event. It's, there was 1,200 people there apparently. Record numbers. So as usual, he's exaggerating. I got to talk more on that too. All right. So talking first, look, I'm not going to sit here and try to do some kind of revenge thing. The right's been calling, ranking on Joe Biden forever. Sleepy Joe and all this other stuff. Even though I swear to God, Joe Biden has got, I've got tons of energy. I work out for 6 hours a day here at 3 a.m. and Joe Biden will put me to shame. So I'm not going to sit here and try to get some revenge, and spin this around on Trump. But his demeanor and his physical condition was definitely different yesterday. I don't know. I don't know if he just had a bad day or what it was, but he like I said, the clips are all down below. He was not the Trump from before, not at all. Let me just start out. When he first came out, I remember when he always seemed to lean forward, and he had that weird stance. Last night, you could see that he was hunched over. His back was hunched. His head was, is arched. And then his speech. I really thought there was something. The first time I watched this video, it didn't click. I really thought there was something wrong with the audio. And then I thought maybe it just had something to do with what he was talking about at the moment. Maybe it was something very, he was talking about watching military fatalities come back on one of the big cargo planes, the coffins. Something really bothered me about this too. He talked about how he was with a general watching the big cargo plane come back with fatalities from our soldiers coming back on one of these planes. And the general warned him. He said, he was talking to parents, and the parents were all calm, talking about their children they had lost. And the general warned him, you're going to see stuff here. You're going to see these parents kind of freak out when the coffins are... When the back of the plane comes down, you can see the coffins. The general kind of warned him. This is the thing that bothered me, though. Trump said, "I got to see the mother jump on the coffin." The way he phrased it, I got to see that. I got to see a mother scream, worst screams I ever heard. I got to see this mother jump on the coffin. The way he phrased that. Chances are I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he just phrased it wrong, but it sounded like, this was something that he not enjoyed experience, that he was satisfied. That something that he was satisfied in experiencing. I would say, I got to see the Grand Canyon. I got to see the Empire State Building. I got a chance to see, and it sounded like that. It sounded like I got to see a mother jump on a coffin. The clips are right down below. Tell me what you think. It didn't sound good to me. Another thing, look, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I don't know how he usually speaks. This is the first speech I ever watched all the way through. His voice was gravelly. There were points where he was almost whispering. This is not Donald Trump. This is any Trump I know. He really looked like the wind is out of his sails. This is what it looks like. He looks like a totally different man. He's going to turn 75, I think, next week. One thing he talked, like I said, I don't know him. I don't know his exaggerations. He talked about Barron Trump being 6'7". Barron 6'7". The way he said it, and then he talked about Eric being 6'6", and I'm assuming it was a joke, but it didn't have a joke feel. I really got the impression that he was saying, and Barron, he said it matter of factly. Barron's 6'7", and Eric's 6'6". It didn't seem like a joke, like he, just kind of kidding around that he's really tall. It sounded to me like he was saying matter of factly that Barron is 6'7" and his son Eric is 6'6". Okay, he came right out and said that this was very telling. He said that he is not destroying democracy. He didn't use the word destroying. That he's not harming democracy. That he's not something along those lines. He wanted to make sure they knew that he is defending democracy. Making dishonest, completely unsubstantiated claims about our entire system of government, making millions of Americans believe that our system of government is faulty just because somebody else got elected instead of him, because more Americans picked another guy, that his ego can't take that it must be the government, it must be our system of democracy, of voting that's faulty, because it could never be the fact that more Americans wanted the other guy to win. Could not be that. So he is defending democracy. Still pushing this stuff. One other thing. He's very telling. He's very transparent. And the things that it's very obvious, the things that bother him, the things that the arrogant things that bother him, his personality. He talked about the ramp at West Point. Remember when he lost his footing? And then, of course, just about a month or two ago, Biden slips going up the stairs, and the right had a field day with that. Joe Biden can't walk upstairs. I believe in Joe Biden's case, it really was bad weather. It really was raining. The reason I say that is because Donald Trump claims, this is what he said last night. He said that ramp was a skating rink. It was pouring. He also commented how it was a beautiful sunny day. The clips are going to be down below. It was a beautiful June sunny day. It was almost exactly a year ago, West Point, where he slipped on that ramp. I'm not bringing this up because I'm making fun of him slipping on that ramp. He brought this up in the speech last night. He brought this up himself, out of the blue, that this ramp was a skating rink, that it was pouring. You can see the video. The sun, it's a sunny, beautiful June day. I don't know. I'm really starting to think that his sky is just a different color in his world. Things are, it's a different reality in his world. I'm starting to think that he's not even lying intentionally, that he's not anchored in the same reality we are, where he's defending democracy instead of making these unsubstantiated daily unsubstantiated claims. He talked about how in Florida and Texas and Georgia, how he just loves the fact that they're changing the voting rules, making things tighter, making it harder for the base of Democrats to vote. So his authoritarian, loony, right Republican Party could take control of the United States. All right, I'll be back later. I could see I'm running late. I'm going to do another video about Dr. Fauci, and I tried to get the facts on what these emails says and everything about the Wuhan lab and Dr. Fauci. That'll be my next video. You guys have a great Sunday. I'll see you shortly.